Welcome back to our Profit Era, where we talk about all things money, mindset, and business. It's your host, Cindy, your financial bestie and fractional CFO. And today I want to talk about why you need to plan solo trips, at least one in your lifetime. Now, last year I went to Vegas alone. This year I went to New York. I went to Vegas. I went to Orlando. I am planning a day trip to Calgary next week. And I just wanted to share why you need to go on solo trips. So let's get into it. Well, I have had no problem going to a restaurant and sitting alone. Now, I'm more than happy to go sit down at my favorite restaurant, order pizza, have a drink, have some dessert. Like, that does not bother me. But I know for a lot of people, that's a struggle and it really feels awkward and weird. Same with going to a movie. Like, you're sitting in a theater watching a movie, you're not talking to someone. So, why is it so hard to go to a movie theater by yourself? And if you have gone for lunch or dinner by yourself, or even to a movie, that is amazing. And we want to see more of that. So let's get into more details on why you need to travel alone. Now, let's talk about main character energy. There's just something about like traveling alone, going to the airport, getting on that flight, landing, and it's just like, shit, I'm here alone. I have to figure out the Uber, get to the hotel, check in, and then the city is pretty much mine. Like, you're not really concerned about what other people are doing, what's happening in the day to day. Like, you just romanticize your life. It's just a cool experience. You get to decide what you want to do when you're there, what time you want to get up, what you don't want to do. You get to explore new places, new things you haven't seen before. Also, the conversations. Like, if you go to different tourist spots, like you'll connect with other tourists, maybe even solo people that are traveling as well. It just creates conversation. I remember in New York, I did the hop on, hop off bus at nighttime because I had nothing else going on that day. I met someone, they were actually from Toronto. We started talking, and something they said really stood out. We talked about like main character energy once you're traveling alone, but also the fact that when you leave home, you don't come back as the same person. You come back changed because you're so inspired. You've been operating in main character energy, and it just changes your perspective on things when you get back to like your normal day to day, which I reflect on every time I travel now. Now, here are some lessons that you learn while you travel alone. Number one is your confidence. You become more confident once you have to figure out things on your own. So, like finding your Uber, getting into the hotel. Maybe you're going to a place where you have to get tickets. So you have to buy the tickets, show up. You have to have conversations with people. You have to figure out your way. You get to plan out your day. Like, that just builds up so much confidence in yourself. Plus, don't forget the eating alone, going to different restaurants, bars, whatever it is. Like, you're just having fun by yourself and enjoying your own company. So I feel like the more you start to travel, do things alone, the more confidence you start building in yourself and trusting yourself. Now, step two is the conversations. You never know how meeting a stranger could change your life, or also the opportunity of connecting with someone that may become a client or a relationship that connects you with someone else or something else. So you never know where the conversations could go. So that's why I encourage you, if you are by yourself, start conversations with other people. Talk about interesting things. It also helps you when you start doing this to be able to go to like networking events or connection meetings with people alone. Number three is you return change. So you're not the same person anymore. You come home with a new perspective on your life, your business, and you start to think, if I can do it alone, I can travel across the world or like anywhere else, even like an hour away, somewhere like Vancouver for me, for example, if you can start doing things alone, what else is possible for you? Now, running a business is no different than traveling alone because no one's going to hand you the script. You're the one in the lead role. You have to trust yourself. You have to make bold calls, you have to start conversations and grow into a different version of yourself. Now, let's say you're starting your business from like zero. Well, you have to network with people, you have to find clients, like all of that stuff applies in traveling alone as well. You're doing the same kind of things. It also reminds you that you don't have to wait for anyone else to validate you traveling. So if you really want to go to New York, but your friends and family aren't available, or let's say the timing doesn't work with people, like, are you going to wait around for people to be available to travel with you? Or are you going to think, my time is so limited on the earth that I just need to travel? So, for example, I really wanted to go to the Dragon's Den event. I asked a few people if they want to go with me. They're not available. And I'm just like, I'm planning the day trip. I'm going. So that's what happens. When you start to travel alone and stop waiting for other people or waiting for permission, you grow as a person and opportunities and the doors just open up for you. Now, you also make like new friends and new connections. So let's say you're on social media, you connected with someone from like Vegas, for example. Well, next time you head out to Vegas, connect with that person, meet up with them, stay in touch. Or even New York, like wherever it is, the online space shows like how small the world really is. So if you're connecting with people like all over the place, stay in touch. For example, at the Women's Tattoo Collective, it's in Victoria. I have to get on a ferry to get there. But I've been working with a client who is a makeup artist in Victoria. So I knew I was going. I messaged her and she's going to be doing my hair and makeup for the event. So you never know, even your existing clients. Like if you're traveling somewhere and they're going to be there, meet up with them. So it really just shows you how small the world is. And also stop waiting for friends and family to travel with you. Because how many times does it happen where you're planning a trip to Mexico and the people you want to go with are just like, okay, we'll go next year, we'll go next year, we'll go next year. And that trip never happens. But you really want to go. Well, book that flight and go. You'll have like the time of your life. You'll feel excited. You'll get to be more creative and inspired once you're back. So that's it for today's episode. If you found this helpful, share it with a friend who also needs to hear it. I would highly encourage you to start looking into things you want to do for 2026. Maybe it's a small trip where it's just like an hour away, like somewhere like Whistler or Vancouver if you're in the lower mainland. Just start small if getting on a flight and traveling somewhere alone scares you. But I highly encourage you to start doing it. Even if you find conferences or events that are business related and feel more comfortable going to, start booking those, start looking into those now, and start pre planning for them. That's it for today's episode. I'll see you next time.